Hi, I'm Brandy, the Dragonfly coach. And if you are new here, this channel is your place where you rewire, reset, and remember that you matter too. A few months ago, I came back from my honeymoon, where, of course, I had an amazing time. Besides that, I was teaching my husband stuff about coaching, about everything I do. And I'm lucky that he still likes to hear about that. And this is what I'm going to talk with you today, because that moment that I encounter changed the way I think about emotional regulation. We learn a lot of things in life, but sometimes until you experience that strong moment, you don't know what you know. We can carry the good stuff with us even in the hardest of the times. And I have to remember that more often. And this is why this video is for you. So one of the highlights of this honeymoon was teaching my husband about anchoring. No, and that's not the anchoring he knew about, a different type of one. And I think everyone should know about this tool. We were riding on a small bike on the island of Simi. Not too many cars, quiet, lots of hills on one side of the road, the sea sparkling and sunny and all that on the other side of the road. Absolutely amazing. I don't think I've been in any place as beautiful as that, and peaceful and quiet, and that sense of complete freedom that I chase in everything I do in my life. And then out of nowhere we stopped. Yes, of course, to admire the views and then to take more pictures. But it was something else. On one side of the road, where were the hills, there was lots of vegetation. And we both stopped and then thought, it's like there is a smell around us. Everywhere we went and we traveled on that island, we were completely surrounded by a strong smell that we both knew. And when we looked closer to what was that vegetation, and I took a leaf and I brought it to his nose and we both smelled, it was thyme. It was thyme and sage. And the whole island smell of that. I never saw and felt anywhere else this kind of thing. And then with the thyme in my hand, I said to my husband, this is anchoring. Of course, literally, I can't see any anchor. Where is the anchor? No, this is anchoring. It was one of those rare moments in my life that my body and my mind let go. And I remember thinking, how do I bottle this moment? That's when I anchor it, so I could return to that time anytime I feel I need it. Now, every time I smell thyme and sage, my mind goes automatically to that moment of my honeymoon in Simi. And I do sometimes with my husband when I cook. It's like, what's this? That's Simi. Yes, that's Simi. And our mind goes immediately to that little Greek island, free, no worries, and full of sunshine. And this is anchoring. So in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, anchoring is the process of pairing a strong emotional state like joy, calm, confidence, happiness with a specific sensory cue. That could be a smell, like nighttime, a sound or a song, like the sound of the boat that is coming, a touch, like hand of your heart or something like this, or a word or a posture, and I'm going to talk with you soon about postures. Your brain naturally connects sensory information to emotional experiences. It's like creating a shortcut to a feeling you want to access. Calm, confidence, focus. This is how when you smell baking on cakes, it takes you back to your childhood, or at least for me, it takes me immediately back to my grandma's kitchen that was smelling of cakes. When you also hear certain ringtones, will take you back to maybe not so pleasant moments thanks to corporate trauma. And anchoring happens automatically, but the magic is when you start doing it intentionally. So how do you anchor a positive state? And here is how you do it. Next time you feel amazing, peaceful, empowered, joyful, confident, pause. Don't rush past it. Let yourself fully feel it in your body. And choose a sensory anchor. A touch, press your thumb and middle finger. We don't usually do this. A phrase like, I got me. A scent, lavender oil, thyme, or whatever scent you like. A movement, hand of your heart and exhale. And repeat that cue while you are still in that state. And do it again and again while you are in that similar mood. So every time you encounter joy or calm or happiness or confidence, repeat the same cue for each individual emotion. In this way, your brain will strengthen that connection, and later you'll be able to trigger that feeling by using the same cue. The finger, the touch, the smell, whatever cue you choose, even in the most stressful moments. And yes, sometimes in those stressful moments, it's hard to remember those things, but the more you get back to that conscious thought of remembering the anchoring, the better it is. It's like storing joy and confidence and calm into your pocket. However, here is also the flip side of it. We also anchor negative states all the time. That meeting room that you always felt criticized, that ringtone I was talking earlier, that it's the sound of maybe not that good news, that sound that sometimes comes in the wrong moment, the smell of someone that stressed you out. There are like certain perfumes in life that you encounter, even not necessarily from the person that was stressing you out, but you encounter them in a moment where you're not at your best. And that, it's negative anchor, because you'll always remember that perfume. I felt that when I wasn't okay. And that will bring the memory, the bad memory, instantly. Your body will remember. Your brain wires those experiences into quick reactions: fight, freeze, shut down. But once you are aware of that, you can change it. And that's the work I do with my one-to-one clients, rewiring their body responses so you are not at the mercy of past stresses. If you are in an HR or leadership, or just live life as a sensitive woman or man, you know how much pressure you carry all the time. And you can't always control what comes to you. I can vouch for that. But anchoring gives you something back. A sense of internal safety, a way to come back to yourself, and a way to shift your state without the needing to escape, numb out, or push through. That's not all about anchoring. So here is my invitation for this week for you. Let your body remember what calm feels like, what joy feels like, confidence, and next time the world feels too much, you will have something to come back to. If this resonates with you, I would love you to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and give this video a like. And comment below, what's one scent, sound, or gesture that brings you back to yourself? As I said, for me is the smell of thyme, and so many others. But one of them is my knuckle, that always makes me laugh, because I used to anchor lots of happiness and laughter and joy on this, and it's automatically my body feels that tingling of laughing. And this is one of the first things I've done while training as an NLP coach. All the best, and I'll see you next week.